Let's talk about gambling addiction. If you are addicted to gambling, you need to watch this video. Whether or not you plan to quit gambling, that is not the main point. If you are addicted to gambling, please spare some time and finish off this video. Or if there's someone around you that is addicted to gambling and you want to help them stop, maybe you can also share them this video. Recently, I posted a video on TikTok. It is about gambling. It was my dad. He was a gambler and he didn't manage to stop gambling until the very end, and finally he decided to end his own life, committed suicide when I was 14 years old. That video took off a little with over 90,000 views by now, but the main point is that there are a lot of comments and also private message where people ask me, how can I help them in quitting gambling? First thing, I'm not a gambler, and secondly, my dad didn't manage to stop gambling until the very end. So I have no idea how to effectively quit gambling. However, I decided to make this video because I think my childhood stories can help. By sharing what happened to me when I was a kid, living in a gambler family, hopefully after this video, you can finally decide to stop gambling. Now, first thing, if you are a gambling addict, right? I assume that you are smart enough to understand that casino is not a place for you to make money. In fact, they will take away your money. It is very stupid and dumb of you if you think that you can win against casino. They will always win. I remember there's a time when I was around 11 or 12 years old. One day, I returned to home from school. So the moment I stepped in to my house, I saw my dad sitting alone in the living room. Then my mom wasn't there. She is supposed to be there at that time. So I asked my dad, where's mom? Then he told me that my mom was taken away by two gentlemen. They are the loan sharks. So loan shark is those illegal money lender. It is very easy to borrow money from them, but they will charge you with a very high interest rate. And they can be violent if you don't return their money to them. Now come back to the story. Two gentlemen, one lady. They took away my mom far away from us. That time I was frustrated, I was furious, I was upset. I didn't know what to do. And I remember I shouted so hard, I shouted so loud that, why? Why is this happening? Why are they taking away my mom? I didn't know what to do. I was a kid back then. As I recall that moment, I don't know whether my dad really seek help of others that time. But as I recall that moment, there is no one out there for us, right? No one is coming to us. No one is helping us. Remember, we are by ourselves. If you are a gambler, right? If you are a gambling addict, you can relate to this. Now, the moment you addict to gambling, right? You will gamble away all your money. Even for myself, my dad even broke my piggy bank and took my money away. So, you will gamble all your money until you got no money left, and you think about, I have to win big. I need to gain back all my losses, right? So what you do? You will go and borrow money everywhere. But usually, people don't start with their friends or their family because they don't want to explain to them what are they doing, and they don't want to tell them that they are gambling. So in my dad case, okay, or at least maybe for you, is that they will go to those illegal money lender, just like loan sharks, because it is easy to borrow money from them. So once you borrow the money, right, you will continue to gamble. You put all the money on the betting table, hoping to win big. Unfortunately, as you can relate, you are not winning anything, right? So you borrow money from loan sharks everywhere until you got no place to go. Where you go next? Your close friends, your family, people around you. So you borrow money from them. Maybe you admit you are a gambling addict, right? You borrow money from them. You tell them you want to clear off all your debts. But you know all those money eventually goes back to the betting table, just like my dad, right? So he borrowed money everywhere until everybody walks away. This is the reason why we had nobody. We are helpless that time. We don't know what to do, and I'm so worried. But lucky for us is that eventually the loan shark sent my mom back home. All they wanted is their money back. So they sent my mom home, and I feel relief. Finally, my mom was back, until I realized it was the starting point of the next nightmare. I can still remember the scene, right? My parents were sitting one side to side, and then both the gentlemen were sitting opposite my parents. So one gentleman keep on slapping my dad, slap him in the face, slap, 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 slap so hard, and he said, "You both go out there and get the money back, right? While your children will stay with us." So which means we both, me and my younger brother, held hostage by the two gentlemen, right? I was about 11 to 12 that time, so my brother probably 5 to 6 years old. So my parents are forced to go out there and get money while we been held hostage, and we hide in the room under the bed. I can still remember we both hide under the bed, and the two gentlemen were sitting in the living room. So while waiting for our parents to come back, so they could abuse us, right? They could beat us. They could do anything to us. We are just kids, right? And what if our parents don't come back with any money? Anything can happen, right? So long story short, we survived, and which is why I'm still sitting here talking to you. We survived through that. And the main point here is that, do you want this to happen to your family? Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not cursing you, right? Don't get me wrong. But do you want this to ever happen to your family? Do you want someone to harm your family, your partner, your wife, your children, your family, your close friend? Do you want this? Is this okay to happen to your family? If you think this is okay, go ahead. You can continue to gamble, right? I'm not stopping you. You see, gambling is so hard to stop for some reasons, right? Compared to alcohol or even drugs addict, there's no physical effect on your body, right? For example, like drug or alcohol, over time, it will damage your body, and people can notice the change in your body physically. So they will ask you, what happened to you? You can somehow notice that people are taking too much drugs, or maybe people are drinking too much alcohol, but not for gambling, right? As long as you can manage your emotion very well. Because a part of your emotional swing when you lose money, if you can manage your emotion well, if you tell nobody, no one would ever know you are a gambler. It is very easy to hide your identity, and at the same time, it is very hard to break away from gambling. You can go to Google and look for and search for those different kind of addiction. You can see gambling is sitting at the top. One of the toughest addiction to break away from. Now, I remember when I watched a video on YouTube, a guy who was working in a casino. So he said, there's no clock in the casino. I'm not sure this applies to all the casino because I never stepped into casino, by the way. The thing is that they said there's no clock in the casino. Why? Because they want you to focus on the play. They want you to focus on betting, gambling, right? They don't want you to see the time, right? They want you to focus on playing until you forget about the time. I can relate to this because I remember one time, my dad bring both me and my brother to Genting Highland. If you're living in Malaysia, you know Genting Highland, big theme park. So as a kid, we are so excited. We get to go there, stay overnight. So we are so happy, so excited. So we went there. So my dad placed us in the hotel room. He said, okay, you both stay here and I will be back soon. Right? I still remember he told us he will be back soon. So me and my brother were so happy. We were jumping on and off the bed, hoping my dad will return soon and bring us to have some fun and then to have some good food. Except that he didn't return. Right? He didn't return until the next morning. So two young kids, small kids, staying by ourselves in the hotel room. Same thing. Anything could happen to us, but we survived through that. And I remember we are starving. We didn't eat anything the day before. So I can still remember my dad bring us to KFC. I'll put a picture here, right? I can still remember which outlet that I went to, the KFC. I can still remember that time as I holding the hamburger in my hands, and my hands are shaking. My hands are shaking as I try to bite the burger, right? I can still remember that. So you see, the point here is that for all the gambler out there, the gambling addict, right? When you are gambling, nothing else matter to you, right? Your family don't matter. Your wife don't matter, your partner don't matter, your children don't matter, your friends don't matter, your work don't matter. You just give up everything and you give away your power to the addiction of gambling. Now, if you ask me, what can you do if you are addicted to gambling? How can you stop that? The first thing I would say is you now go and tell everybody around you that you are a gambling addict. You are addicted to gambling. Go and tell all your close friends and also your family. Tell everybody that you are addicted to gambling and you need their help to stop. Have them watch over you, monitor you, and make sure you don't go gambling again, you don't go betting again. And secondly, have someone control over your money. Right? If you have a family, just make sure you got enough money to feed yourself and your family. The rest of the money should go to your debts. Clear all your debts and restart your life. Right? That is the first thing you should do. Tell everybody that you are a gambling addict and have them monitor over you. Don't think about having a good life. Think about survival. Think about paying off the debt so that you can restart your life again. Now, one thing is that you always have a choice, right? Now you have the money. Are you going to pay off the debts or are you going to continue betting? Up to you. Whatever you want to do is your choice to make. But remember, the consequences are not optional. What you want to do is your option, but the consequences are not optional. So it is time to correct your mistakes and bear the consequences. Don't try to borrow money from your friends again. As I said, tell your friends, tell your family that you are addicted to gambling, you want to stop, but not asking money from them because you know that once you got the money, it will all go back to the betting table again. It won't happen as what you plan, right? You cannot control it. So have someone control over you. Okay? That is the one thing that I hope that you can do right now. And another story, I can still remember when my mom told me that there's one time where she screamed so hard at the shopping mall. So I was thinking, why are you screaming? So she told me that my mom was working multiple jobs that time to keep us alive, to feed me, at the same time to pay off my debts, right? She is working so hard to pay off the debts and keep us alive. All she wanted is just to have the loving family back, right? She want to rebuild the family, so she worked so hard for multiple jobs. And there's a day I remember that she got her salary. So she talked to my dad. She said, "Okay, let's pay off some debts. So you take the money and please clear out some debts, all right? Pay to all the loan sharks." So my mom trusted my dad once again. So he passed the money to him, and my dad left, right? So hoping to clear out some debts. And my mom feels something fishy about it, right? She still don't trust my dad. So anyway, the money is already handed to him. So my mom decided to call my dad up. So the moment he called, the call doesn't go through. My dad already turned off the phone. So my mom broke down and she screamed so hard at the shopping mall. I cannot imagine the scene because I wasn't there, but imagine screaming like a mad lady at the shopping mall where everybody looking at you. It is heartbreaking. It is heartbreaking still. Although it is already so many years ago, it still broke my heart when I talk about this again. You see, my mom worked so hard. She is an iron lady, right? Took care of us, trying to pay off the debts. And at the end, my dad took all the money, and for sure, he lost all the money again. So all those hard-earned money gone. Now, I'm not telling you all these stories to show you how bad was my dad. He wasn't an evil after all. As you can see from my previous video, I do celebrate my birthday every year. I do have a lot of toys during my childhood. It's only during the later part of my childhood that things become worse. Now, the final part of my dad's life, the only resource he had was my mom. Why I say that? Because all his close friends and family walks away from him, right? You borrow money everywhere, eventually people walks away from you. So my mom was the only person who is still feeding him, who is still giving him money. until there is a moment I can see that my mom was completely dead inside. She doesn't call my dad anymore. She doesn't care anymore. She doesn't give him any more money. Right? So my dad can feel that. He knows it. And now, finally, he got nowhere to go. Not even my mom cares about him. So there's one day I remember where he drove away from the house and I saw something strange, right? There is a water hose, those hose connected. One end is connected to the exhaust pipe of the car, another one is going inside the car. So I think that it is strange, and as a 14-year-old, I cannot really process what is happening. But I told my mom, I said, Mom, I saw this, there's a strange hose that's connected to the exhaust pipe of the car. And then we went out and looked for him. And eventually we found him nearby. And as you can predict, so that is the way that he decided to commit suicide. That is the way that he decided to end his life, by inhaling the carbon monoxide from the exhaust pipe of his car. So the point here is that gambling can take away everything from you. Your partner, your wife, your family, your children, your career, and even your life. For my dad, it really took away everything from him, right? The addiction to gambling. It is not that easy to really control. You can say that people talk about it, it's like, you can watch from TV, movies, people talk about it, how gambling kills. But then for me, at least, I see it with my own eyes, right? My dad committed suicide in front of me, right? This is to show you what could happen to you if you continue gambling, right? Get out while you still can. I'm not going to talk about the psychological part of what keeps you gambling, why you just cannot stop gambling. Very simple. Just remember what I said. Tell everyone around you that you are a gambling addict and you need their help to stop, and have them watch over you, have them monitor you, and have someone control over your money. You only need the money to feed your stomach. If you have family, you only need money to feed your stomach and your family's stomach, and the rest of the money should go to your debts. Clear your debts, rebuild your life. It's time to make up your mistake. As I said, bear your own consequences, right? And yeah, if you're still gambling, please stop gambling, right? Your family, the people close to you, they don't want to experience what I have experienced. So don't let this happen to them, and you need to stop gambling right now. Now, before we end the video, leave a comment in the comment section below. Tell me that you are going to stop gambling starting today. Now, do it. Press on the comment section and type in, I am going to stop gambling starting today. Please stop gambling. Treat yourself well. Treat your family well. It is never too late to get out. And that's it. Hopefully this video helps, and share it to your friends. Share it to the people around you so that this can create more awareness. And hopefully this video can help more people. I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye. Stop gambling.